I got new inhalers.
You got an inhaler?
Yeah, because the inhalers are expensive. They cost £9 in the UK. But my parents went to India and got them for like 50p. So they bought me like 6 or 7.
What's great, you're making the most of slave labour in India,
It's not
James.
slave labour, it's cheaper.
Why is that cheaper?
Why do you think it's cheaper?
It's the same product.
Reece, you don't understand.
It's the same product. It's just with the shipping, they can sell it to us for £9 because our
purchasing
government's
So it's actually just that price, but Royal Mail is the problem here.
the NHS. The NHS is scum. Well,
And
I know this. A virginal inhaler. For all my asthmatics listening, it's so nice when you get the first couple of... it's like a new bottle of wine. It's great.
I actually don't know what asthma is.
Neither do I, and I've had it all my life.
Weak men.
Yeah.
Create soft times. Soft times. Create hard times.
Imagine, James, we go to war and you're going to be like, this is the Indian brand of the inhaler. The NHS. I don't even want to fight for this country.
I think I'd be exempt because I couldn't go into the
you'd
army.
be exempt. They wouldn't even do a test. They'd be like, this point, nah. You go
out.
tell your jokes there.
I'd quite like to... there is something about it going like, let's go to get the boys, go down the trenches. Let's there's something
as long
about
as we have the good
visceral.
inhalers.
There is a lot of like glorifying the past that I find ridiculous. Like when people are like, oh, you know when people tell stories of how their grandparents meet, and they're always like, oh, my grandfather was 31 and my grandma was 15, and he asked her out, and she said no, but he didn't give up.
Yeah.
What?
He went back to that drugstore every day for a year.
He messaged her. Well, he didn't message her. He
Stood
showed
outside the
showed
school.
up. Stood up
Well, you
every
could
day.
actually go into the school back in the
He
days,
went-
and it was
yeah, he
sort of like a
picked-
farmer's market up.
And then everyone like
I'll take that
shows
one.
you a picture, and they're like, now they've been together for 60 years, and you go, that's not
That's not as sweet as you think.
not sweet.
But you know when you get the letters from your... Like, if you ever have... Like, my granddad wrote letters to my grandma, and we went up in the attic when she died, and we saw them, and it's quite nice. But that's going to happen to us with our
Can't
text.
wait to have you on your knees later.
Was it?
Granddad!
Oh, like a Polaroid nude,
Imagine you go up and you just find filth. You're like, what?
a painting.
Let's prepare for the funeral. It's just like a half sketch nude.
Or like he gets his dick picked by one of those big exploding cameras.
but also not smiling.
Not splaying knob out. Here you
No,
are,
we're
Judith.
going to get that, but it's going to be like Snapchat. I'm looking forward to... Everyone's worried about like the apocalypse and stuff. I'm much more worried about the day when Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, everything just goes open
public.
source.
Yeah.
Like you can just search someone's name into Reddit, 450,000 files pop up.
Yeah.
Everything.
People's
Yeah,
knobs.
but then we're safe from that now because you can just be like, it's AI.
Yeah.
It's just AI.
Oh, my parents are getting got with the AI. My dad's showing me stuff, going, oh, look how good this is. And I'm like, that's AI. Clearly that's AI. Like, that waterfall is made of Skittles. Like, it is not real.
James, we're already planning our next trip.
Are you guys
We'll
getting
get you more inhalers.
Are you guys getting those ads for Royal Match or whatever it is?
Oh, that
Royal
sounds like
is
a
that
very
your
posh
dating
thing.
app?
No,
Royal
no.
Match.
Are you looking for an aristocrat in the area who has recently gone through drug abuse? Find your next
actually-
partner at Royal Match.
Story time. I used to get in when I was between the ages of 18 and 22. I got invited to about 2 weddings every summer for a dying Italian aristocratic family.
That's unbelievable.
Because I was really confused because when the first couple invites that came, they were all in Italian. I got an email basically saying these 2 old countesses invite you to the 21st birthday of their daughter Violet or whatever, and it was all in Italian, so I thought it was a scam. And then after a while they would keep sending follow-ups, then they would send physical invitations.
What?
And it's a 3-day all expenses paid thing in a villa in like Venice or whatever. And then I looked into it and I met someone who was a party planner who knew who I was, and he was like, basically when these rich Italians who are like got crumbling aristocratic families like we have in the UK, when they're like starting to get a bit worried their kids are coming of age, they go on the peerage or whatever it is, like the like Wikipedia for posh people, which is like lists everyone by title.
And they start hunting for...
The party planner is paid to invite 30 to 40 eligible bachelors from around Europe to go to the party, hoping that they might cross paths, have a like Romeo and Juliet kind of moment.
Why did you not go?
I never went. Well, who said I did? No, I never went. I never went. And after a while, I kept RSVPing no, and after a while, they stopped inviting me. But
You
also
should've
because
gone.
I don't think they realised that
I would have paid. You
Yeah.
could have invited me. I'd be like, yeah, let's go.
But
That's insane. I would have gone in a heartbeat. Free holiday.
That's why they didn't invite you two.
Yeah, well, actually, I
Because
think
you
they
two
did.
are fucking stuffing your face.
Oh,
Yeah.
we would be a
Buffet.
nightmare. We would just be
Como
shoving.
estai?
Mas Pinot Grigio over here.
Oh, no, yeah.
Are you a Catholic there? Oh, that's good Italian
Well,
family.
Italian
here.
Catholic. Well, also,
I flew
yeah,
in Ryanair, nightmare. Honestly, if I could get me on a British Airways flight next time,
I
that'd be great.
do. I was always in a relationship, so I never went. But I kind of wish I'd gone and documented, like, YouTube
Like
thumbnail
a
on that.
pervert. Hi guys, just here at an Italian. Oh, look at the demise of the
I
mafia.
was tempted by it.
Was he? What was he then? He was a count.
No, he was a mafia leader.
Was he a
Who?
mafia guy?
Yeah,
The father of these people.
Yeah, yeah.
mafia.
Just some dying aristocracy thing. In
Mafia.
Italy, the way inheritance works is like if you die, they have to split your assets by every single blood relative, like cousins. So if you have like 6 kids and 100 cousins,
No.
then the one castle that you have or whatever has to get sold because
Right.
you can't have 16 people inheriting a little bit of a castle. So the families die and die and die.
Why are you defending the mafia right now?
I'm not defending them.
It's for sure mafia. We can say castles and
may be
aristocrats
like
all we want, but
old
it's
school
mafia.
It's the original mafia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The posh people.
The people
The
that
posh
elect
people are the
popes.
original mafia.
Yeah.
It's all about family.
Alfie, tell us the truth, right? When you go to these posh parties, are you sacrificing virgins?
Yeah. What actually happens?
Just tell us.
What, the Illuminati parties?
Yeah, where the
you mean?
world's coming to an end. What is there actually mad stuff going on? P Diddy's going to
It's
reveal
just-
it all. I heard you were at the party. That's
How much
just,
baby blood have you drunk?
Free puff. Huh? Who do you think sold him the oil? I was wondering, by the way, that they found like 1,000 things
Oh,
of
he's
baby
dodging
oil.
it. Did we
No,
find
no,
him? He's dodging it. Look at the media treatment.
Illuminati confirmed.
The Illuminati parties are like exactly like the party in Saltburn. You know, the big party
Yeah.
where he's wearing the wings
Yeah.
and it's all. I've been to that exact
That's so
party.
sick.
Jesus Christ.
Just a bit bigger.
I'd be so weird. I'd be in the corner, be like, "Yeah, I'm not even bothered. That's a cool outfit. Where are you from?"
It's fun. It's a lot of. There's no blood sacrifice. Up in the country and up in Scotland, if they kill like a deer during the day,
There's all this.
there's the whole like you've
Get
got
a
to cover
straw.
yourself in blood and all that
That's
kind of
Really?
stuff.
Do these? One of these?
I'm not doing. I'm vegetarian.
That's just as close as you can get to blackface, isn't it?
Yeah, this is the pheasant blood.
Yeah.
I'm just like, that's not for me. I've been invited on like posh country shoots. I'm vegetarian. If I'm not eating the bird, I'm definitely not going to shoot it out the sky.
Oh no, I disagree.
So I'm always walking with the women. The women walk around and
Right.
watch, and they sometimes help
Balancing
the men.
books on their heads. We must keep our posture correct.
They help the men load the guns, and because I'm not shooting, I'm in with the women and the dogs loading the guns and collecting
hate you, dude, just ruining the boys' vibes.
They hate me.
Oh,
hate me
they'd be so
much.
disgusted.
So all those macho
The-
blokes go, Alf, you sit
No,
with
they're
women."
literally calling them Princess Diana. I don't think she did die. Just looking over at him. Oh, look at the gun. Prepare the bullets for the boys.
I'm going. Can I load your gun?
I have a lovely vegetarian quiche for us all. I don't
That's
even know
how I
that
met.
works.
That's how I met my current girlfriend. We were both walking on a shoot, and I wasn't able to shoot, so I was walking with the women,
Just morally, I find
chatting
it
game
disgusting.
the whole time.
Yeah.
Chatting game is one way to put
Chatting
it.
game, yeah.
She must have loved that. Though.
Bang, bang,
I
bang.
think that's like reading feminist
No,
literature
no,
on
no.
the,
She
on
was
the
like,
tube.
she was like, this is the weakest link.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the weakest link.
Who needs an Italian mafia party?
Get my claws into this aristocrat.
I have a closeted man here that I can manipulate.
The parties. I tell you what's crazy about the parties. The biggest this isn't very funny, but
That hasn't stopped you before.
that hasn't-
Don't worry about
that's
that.
never been a problem on this pod. What's interesting is like celebrities and politicians that argue in the public eye all go to the same parties and are all friends. Anytime you've seen it doesn't happen so much anymore. But you remember when Andrew O'Neill used to interview the prime minister candidates, and he was famous for being real. And then it's like I'm not saying him necessarily, but those people that were the relentless, they destroyed you. They're then at the party with you that night in Knightsbridge having a drink. It's all
It's a fugazi.
yeah.
Yeah, but this is what we're really bad as comics. Everyone should be having beefs with each other.
We should be doing. Remember the Sidemen did diss
massive
tracks?
diss tracks. I was so into it.
Yeah, but you need there's a minimum level of fame that you need to start doing them. Arguably, same applies for podcasts.
We should just attack way bigger comics.
Right.
For
I've seen
reason.
Jeffrey Asmus just shit talking Matt Rife for years,
Yeah,
and
sure.
I'm like, genius move.
Yeah, it's
Make
so
yourself
funny.
part of the sort of.
So who would you do a diss track on? Michael McIntyre?
No, I like Michael.
Yeah, but it's not that. That's the point.
Yeah.
You're going to be friends with him behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Well, that's an issue here. Because I don't know what we talk about other than I've just revealed the information you've shared about posh parties.
Yeah.
So I was at this party, Michael. They were sacrificing a deer. I don't shoot it. I'm with the women, and he's just looking at me, being like, "We would hunt you. You would be the deer."
What, sorry, you don't think Michael McIntyre? Yeah, Michael McIntyre's definitely at those parties.
He's not posh enough for that. I don't think. He's not aristocrat. That's
James,
like,
I think you're a Jewish agent.
Comedians.
That's what I think. I think you've been set into society and you've ruffled into this obviously very powerful position.
I'm an industry plant.
Yeah, you're in the holy trinity of mediocrity. That's a nice bit of poetry there.
That's really nice. Industry plant. There's a lot of people that get a lot of shit for that.
Yeah,
just the least successful industry. Just like, why do we spend so much money?
Who do you think are the industry plants of like
Groot?
No, we don't have them. We're not smart enough to have them. In the UK, we're not smart enough. I genuinely think so.
I don't understand. What do you mean?
Because the Americans are smart. American like marketers are like, let's get an industry plan. Let's build them up over
like
years.
the Disney.
In the UK, we're just sort of like bouncing around, being like, I don't know what's going on. Maybe we should do an American TV show.
Who is a confirmed industry? What's the agenda? What's like the archetype for an industry?
The people that
plant?
go and do Disney and then they get an album and then they're on every radio station, but like.
Instantly.
I don't know if this is going to be unpopular with our 4 viewers, but Sabrina Carpenter, I don't think is good or interesting.
I actually really like her.
Yeah, she's
really good. Slay queen.
Would you like her if you didn't have to hear her chorus 400 times
I've
on
never
the
listened
radio?
I've never listened to any of it. I've only heard it. Yeah, I know that song.
Because I'm a singer. Well, that's good, is it?
I don't like her music, but I like her personality.
And then she dates Barry Keoghan, the bad boy of Saltburn. And then as soon as he's no longer in films, they break up.
The weakest man.
Convenient.
Yeah.
Convenient? I don't know. Also, Americans love to pretend to be Irish. They're like me.
Yes. But that doesn't translate to the UK. Who's in it? Got
Industry
Kwan?
plant in the UK.
Yeah. Or a British industry plant. I don't think it
I
happens.
just don't care about the industry enough. We're just too pop.
We have got nepo babies though.
Yeah. Hello.
What, Reece Kidd?
You're looking at one. Yeah. Reece's mum owns Sky. Just no one's talking about it.
My mum was a literal milk woman. She sold milk. So I'm the furthest possible away from nepo baby.
A milk woman.
All women are milk women.
No,
for a couple of years.
It was a tough time in
Reece.
school. No, she legitimately was like, she was in a managerial role and she was like, this isn't working. I need to get into the milk business. And she got a milk farm.
Is she not a milk lady?
No, well,
Like a dinner lady or a
I don't believe it or not. Pronouns weren't the biggest priority 10 years ago in Northern Ireland.
A lollipop gets to be a lady, but the milk woman has to just be the. Why is the milk
she couldn't
woman
be a
below?
milk, well, she delivered milk at night. You don't want to call her a lady of the night, dude. You know, that's my mother.
I wouldn't exactly call dinner ladies the highest echelon.
Yeah. Well, my mum was a milkwoman and she got stalked. I was like, obviously, you're a 40-year-old woman in the countryside and you're driving around like it's a video game. Obviously they're going to stalk you. She got stalked as a milkwoman because she had the exact same path every night. It was the easiest stalk.
But what are they trying to do? Nick the milk?
Alfie, I don't want to get too dark on this podcast, but what do you think a creepy farm man that's only spoke to his cousin out of familiar bond? Yeah.
And then like there's a lady that visits me with milk.
Well, imagine you've only ever spoken to a cow, and now there's like milk on wheels.
It's a milk angel.
Yeah,
my milk angel. Hello, my milk angel.
So she made no money, and then my dad was just like, "Yes, stop being a milk woman." She was like, "Oh, my dreams crushed. The patriarchy." So nice. I'm the furthest away from a nepo baby. If anyone ever comes at me,
you grew up on a farm.
Yeah, but I'm not farm equipped. I'm not a farm boy. I grew up on a farm, but I'm not a farm boy.
Hand.
I'm not a farm boy.
No.
Your grandparents could live on a farm?
No, good Catholics.
Who's the woman who does the Amtu Messi?
Lola Young.
Yeah.
So she got shit because she came out of nowhere. She had that song, and then people started calling her a nepo baby because she also got accused of like faking being not as posh as she is. And we've all been there, putting on a bit of a fake working class accent. She's kind of like, I don't give a fuck. Like she was a bit Catherine Tate with it. Like, do I look bothered? And then everyone found out she went to like Camden Girls High School for Ladies or whatever it was, which is like a fee-paying school. Then it turned out that her auntie wrote the Gruffalo. And then loads of people were like, industry plant, your auntie rather. What her mistake was, everybody was joking, and then she went on an interview and she was like, everyone keeps, you can fucking do one, and like then we were like, okay, now we don't like you.
Yeah, protest too much.
You protest too much. Like, I think if you are getting accused of those things, just apologize for it and let people make fun of you, because if you start protesting, I think people get more annoyed.
She just went to a private school and her nan wrote the gruffle. Like, who cares?
What word is frustrating is, I'm going to get serious.
Okay.
In the arts industry in the UK, specifically in comedy, when you actually do dive into the shows that are just like torn relentlessly with very little commercial success, you're like, oh, how are they able to do these experimental pieces? And you're like, oh, Grandad wrote BFG. I am the grandson of Roald Dahl. That's why I can do this. And it is actually, I think it does, like Edinburgh. It's very depressing. People are like, Reece, why are you doing 6 shows in Edinburgh? Do I want to do 6 shows? No, I don't even want to do 1 show. I need money.
I don't think the issue is like, everyone's like, oh, someone needs to be. I don't think the problem is people that are related to people in the industry. Obviously, that can help. It's more that just like, if you can afford to make no money for the first 5 years. Yeah. I don't have any relatives that work in the entertainment industry, but if someone was like, oh, you're a nepo baby, I would be like, what you mean is like, I can afford to do. I can afford to live at home and do an Edinburgh show when most people can't. For the first couple of years.
James, stop pushing this narrative. You're from Kent. I'm sorry, we're going to call you out on this.
You own half of
You
Milton
literally
Keynes,
get your
we've spoken about
inhalers
this.
from Source. Okay, you get your inhalers.
I can't afford Edinburgh. I can't afford to just bump
he gets to Delhi just to get inhalers.
James, you're just doing you're doing the punk street. I don't need to go up there. You could.
I'd love to go up there, but
you can.
I can't.
You're not. You're a professional videographer.
Where are you living in Edinburgh? Like,
do you know where I'm living? I'm living in a hotel, or I'm living in a university halls. I said hotel.
The Balmoral.
I'm living in university halls in what is effectively a prison cell as a 30-year-old male who left university 9 years ago. That's what I'm doing.
I saw your halls.
Yeah, it's grim.
It's grim.
Yeah, I'm 30. Yeah.
Shared bathroom?
Oh, yeah.
I hope so.
18 people, the 2 bathrooms.
Shared bed.
Yeah, I would cut the cost. Yeah, it's wild.
Oh my God,
I'm very bitter about it. I'm very bitter about the whole state of things because I did not get a grant, and I feel like this is the only time I should have got a grant.
Yeah.
I don't like to be like,
but I got a grant, which was nice.
Hugh Grant.
A Hugh Grant. Yeah, I think it's because it's pronounced Grant. Yeah, they gave me $6,000.
But I think what I'm going to do is, instead of complaining, I'm going to channel my energy into the show, and I will spend a section of the show naming people who got grants and my prediction of what they earn per year. And then I will name them and shame them. It'll probably be about 50 minutes of the show. In retrospect, it'll just be me. What the fuck is this?
It's so
I think that's the bigger problem. Like,
so
I think that the issue, the reason people get annoyed at people like Lola Young, I saw somebody else do it, was like Jamie Liang or whatever, where they were like, because he's connected to the digestives, the McVitie's, and then they were like, do you think that helped you set up Candy Kittens? And he said, no, I actually think going to private school, like, in some ways was like disadvantageous. And it was just like,
I had no drive, I had no need for the money.
Like, I kind of understand academically maybe what you're saying, there's pros and cons, but I was just like, I just don't think it's going to play well with the 93% of the population.
But I also do get it, if you are quite wealthy, like, I would just be like, shut up, because I made money from software, and I was like, when people are complaining, I was like, just work harder. But I completely forgot where I started.
I think just own it.
Fuck.
If someone gave me shit and they were like, the only reason you could afford to go to Edinburgh is because you can stay subsidised rent and you can afford to live at home for a year, I go, But do you want me to?
Yeah. Do you want me to not do it? I agree. That's much more funny.
Do I want a medal for not going into investment banking? Maybe. Maybe. I could be making more.
Well, the reality is I just want to be like, you didn't give me money. I don't deserve money. Why do they get money? And then you just go, oh, the 800 years of Irish depression. You're like, shut up.
You should play that card.
Shut up.
Yeah, just the form, 800 years. I'm like the least attached to it.
What cards are you allowed to play still?
I lied and said I was bisexual last year, and they didn't give me it then.
So I think
they didn't give me it. I think bisexual.
That is ridiculous.
I'm fed up. Dude. What else do I need to say?
You should have put asexual because same outcome.
Yeah.
Still nothing. I was looking. I did. Yeah, there was a grant for like outdoor. I also don't understand the grants. Just make all the things cheaper. Like everything. What's annoying me about Edinburgh this year is like the all of the little percentages. Like the 4% fee on all the tickets has gone up to 5%. Like every little thing is like the registration fee has gone from 250 to 3. What? Just keep all of that low and don't give anyone.
But why would they?
They're not like when reality is if you're in that Edinburgh thing that gets the charge, they're absolutely going to take it because it's just so much money.
Yeah, and the rent is crazy, and also Oasis are there this year. So
that's really screwing things up.
There's two or three nights.
Two nights.
AC/DC as well.
What's mental that I'm amazed by is that no one sponsors the Edinburgh Comedy Awards anymore. Because think about how cheap it would be to attach your name to that. If you're a company that wants to get, if you're Iron Brew and the biggest exports in Scotland are the entertainers, comedians, or whatever, and Iron Brew, the Iron Brew Comedy Awards, the next 10 years of James A. Costers and whatever are going to put on every poster on every tour, the same way people still call it the Perrier Award.
Yeah,
like it must cost under £20,000 to sponsor the Edinburgh Awards.
I reckon it costs millions.
No, but no one's got it.
No.
The sponsorship is currently been vacant for 2. Last year they had for the Fringe Awards. It's best show, best newcomer. They've cut it down now. 4 nominees, 1 winner. I think no ceremony, no party, nothing.
Yeah, but I think they're actually much wiser than the comedians because the comedians are so attached to this, whereas the business execs are like, there's no value in this. I think very few people care out of a small subset of the Edinburgh audiences.
Surely.
And they only care in that last week where they're like, oh, let's try to go to see the guy that was nominated.
Just if you're Netflix, I mean, it's like it's...
Yeah, but it's not respected globally. Like, it's a very UK-centric thing. Like, here American comics talk about Edinburgh Fringe, they're like, what? Yeah, but if they're posted online
you're spending 50 grand to do one mid-roll in a YouTuber's video. You can't put 50 grand to sponsor the entire Edinburgh Fringe Comedy Awards.
Why don't we sponsor it? The And Now This Comedy Awards.
And now this, and we all just get nominated. What? Nepotism doesn't exist, guys.
I mean, why are we talking about it? None of us are going to win.
What I would do, I would sponsor.
You're not even going up.
I'd sponsor.
Spend all your money on healers, dude.
Add loads of categories. Worst show. You know the Raspberries every year. We need worst show. Yeah, Razzies.
That's a good. I could go for that.
That's a good idea.
Also, all of
my
the categories
50-minute speech about all our comedians.
There'd be 8 to 10 nominees, a winner and a runner-up. Like, just make it a huge social media marketing op. You'd get best show, best newcomer, worst show of the Fringe.
That would actually probably be more celebrated.
Insiders, like comedian, like the you have to be a performer to vote for this one.
Yeah.
Audience vote. I just like go BAFTAs with it and just go hundreds of categories just to get more eyeballs on it. At the very least, you'd get 4,000 performers keeping an eye on it, and that is worth 50 grand.
What other categories could you have? I mean, worst show is funny.
Worst show.
Yeah.
Sexiest show.
Best prop comic, otherwise known as worst show of the Fringe.
Yeah.
Sexiest show.
Prop comics out there. Sexiest show. Sexiest.
You'll win that.
Yeah, I'm a big contender. I've seen a lot more nude posters and
really
a lot more people showing skin after they've seen my.
So I said a lot of this year is like I've seen already 10 posters where like the person's really small and then the whole thing is just one colour, and I think that's because of Brat. Like the Brat green thing. Yeah. I've seen maybe 4 or 5 posters where it's just them in the corner and then a bright orange poster, a bright blue poster, a bright green poster.
This is very interesting, but I'm concerned we're very inside baseball at the moment.
That's true. If you're switched off now.
Yeah, I'm thinking of getting a toupee.
Let's go to that then.
Because I'm losing the old hair.
This might be the first time our viewers have seen your head.
Yeah.
I would prefer if you kept the hat on, personally.
Yeah. It's not good, is it? So
I don't think I've ever seen your hair before.
James, it is thin in a bit.
I thought you were bald.
Yeah,
I don't think you'll be bald, dude.
I assumed you had like a bald head and a Nazi tattoo on the top or something weird.
No, he's
That's why he's
Jew.
covering up. Yeah. Oh yeah, he's Jewish. I forgot.
I've been thinking about it, and it's going. I may have a couple of years left, but I think 3 years max, really. And I can't be one of those blokes that has the
island.
The really bad. I'd rather shave it off. I don't want to go to Turkey. I'm not doing that. I was looking online.
I can't imagine him with a bald head.
I know. Why don't you shave it and go sort of hardcore Bond villain?
I could shave it, but I was looking online. Because obviously I'm on bald algorithm on my Instagram. So I found this account called the Toupee Queen, and she makes those like really realistic head pieces for guys.
Horrendous.
You do look like the guy at Wolf of Wall Street that is like a little lawyer that wears a toupee. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The one that's got the thing coming around the front. Yeah.
So I'm thinking, when I go, I try a little toupee.
How old are you?
27.
That's quite fun because when you're on stage, you could just like badly adjust it. If a joke goes wrong, the worse the joke goes, you can keep turning it.
But they look good.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
Past a bit of like one of those fans. Just it goes.
Yeah, but they've got. I mean, like it looks proper real, and I thought, you know what? Before I shave it off, a little experiment. I'll try and.
Are you gonna shave it first and then put the toupee?
Well, I was gonna get dreadlocks. Little blonde dreadlocks.
Halloween.
Not bad.
It gets worse the more words you say.
What about a little rat tail? What was he called? Palacio, that old
with
player.
the rat tail.
Can you grow your beard into your hair and have like some sort of...
Ooh, mix it in.
Why don't you do what every single man between the age of 20 and 40 at the moment is doing, which is just like a really big moustache, no beard. I don't know why that is now the thing, but everybody we know has now got moustache.
I'm sensing a bit of jealousy from you here, Alfie. That's more of the...
Well, I did have a moustache in the last episode, I think. But I like...
Mario.
The Mario. I want like a Ned Flanders.
You're a bit Super Mario there.
A little bit of Mario with the hat.
Yeah.
But like Super Mario with bad Google reviews, we can't get any plumbing work.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm like, me and Luigi
comes
on
wrong
the
with
doll.
with your bald head, you'd be like, these foreigners stealing all our jobs.
Yeah, they're Italian, to be fair.
Yeah, equally racist, to be fair. I don't know if that's true, but I'm going to keep saying it.
Italian footballers, black footballers in Italy.
Yeah, they have an awful time, don't they?
They have an awful time, yeah. They get a bad rap, you know. But
Free Luigi.
So I think I'm going to experiment, maybe a mohawk. We'll see. I'm excited by the options.
So what are the other options for the podcast that could replace James when he goes down this journey of self-discovery?
We could get... Well, we get some pretty big names.
Mm-hmm. Who? Lola Young?
We get Lola Young.
We just need an industry plan.
I think Lola Young's
you're having a Britney moment, I sense, James.
Oh my god! If you did a Britney, we get so many more views.
What did she do in the end?
She shaved her head. She went crazy. She then got controlled by her. I've got down that rabbit hole. She was sort of being. The rumors were she'd been controlled by her dad, and then she was like she got her Instagram account back, and she was doing these dances, and then there was all these conspiracies of people going, you can see in her eyes the reflection of the word help.
No.
It went.
Jim, scrape help in your eyeballs.
Celebrities can
turn. Not looking at the hair now, guys, are we?
What I find scary about those like conspiracies and going so big is that normal people, like reasonable people, like your parents and your colleagues and your friends, statistically, are the ones buying into these things. Millions and millions of people were commenting on Britney's things like, oh my god, she's not okay.
Yeah,
and
that's me as well. I don't comment, but I'm
the milk lady and the your Italian parents or whatever, like they believe in some of these things, and I feel like I'm one conversation away from my dad from like finding out that he believes that like the moon landing was fake or something.
Yeah, because he's a wise man, because he's an informed person, because he's a free thinker.
So I tell you what, I don't care if it was fake.
Obviously it was fake.
It was not. Okay, no, I'm not biting. I
don't know anything about it, but I'm ready to die for
this. Do you believe in any conspiracy? Do you believe in ghosts?
Obviously the flag's like this. There's no wind in the moon.
He's got you there.
No, he hasn't got me there. No, he hasn't got me there.
1-0.
No. Do you believe 9/11 inside job?
Oh, no, it's down the moon.
Okay.
How was the flag waving?
The flag's not waving.
Oh, he's looking out now.
Oh, need resources.
No, come on, don't research. You can't research.
See, that's where the conspiracy argument goes wrong. Oh, you can't use facts.
He went to posh because he can't even debate it.
Yeah.
We didn't even...
My response is threefold. First of all, my opposition is a freak. Second of all... No. Okay.
Are we going to trust this man's education?
Look at that. Oh, yeah, that's real.
It literally looks so faked.
That looks so fake now that you pointed it out. Well, that won't come up on the screen, but that can't have been the moon landing.
I mean, wasn't it Stanley Kubrick?
Yeah, they were just like, they were forced, they needed morale against Russia, and they were like, let's get a director in. It's funny.
This is the world's best director just made a film about space.
Yeah, I'm not upset about it. It's just quite funny. It's what a move, dude.
Good for them.
It's like me saying I'm bisexual in my grand form. It's just whatever needs to get it done, dude. It's not real.
You telling me that's not real? Was it actually fake?
Changed.
No.
converted.
If you go on NASA's Instagram and you look at the pictures they post,
help.
I'm sure that it would.
That was no information. That was
Yeah.
just, I had no thought. All I remembered was a YouTube video from 14 years ago. Destroyed.
but if you go on
That
NASA's
changes
Instagram,
everything.
right, and you look at the pictures of they post pictures of space, every comment is fake.
So
This
sick.
is nonsense, bullshit.
It's good for the algo.
God forbid a man has a hobby.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah.
Just let me have some
What,
interaction.
is there anything do you believe in ghosts?
No,
Do you believe in star signs?
no.
Sorry, why are we saying no to ghosts? Ghosts are obviously real.
You reckon?
Have you spent any time in Ireland? Go around the Irish countryside at night and tell me there's no ghosts.
That's
about.
Really?
That's just the population. They're very pale.
Yeah, but
Easy mistake. Ooh.
tell you what, well,
That's my Dublin accent.
Go on.
no, I won't speak badly of the ghosts.
Oh, because
You're
there's some
worried about
here.
Do you think this place is haunted?
Yeah, there's some dark souls around here.
I
lot of
I
suffering.
don't believe in ghosts. I can't get on board with it.
Do you believe in spirits or
No.
No.
Unfortunately, you don't either.
So you're
Surely
just
Whiskey,
like you're just
vodka?
like we all die and that's it.
Unfortunately, yeah. At the moment,
Oh, what a revolutionary! I watched Ricky Gervais when I was 14 years old, and God, is it real?
I'd quite like that to be. That'd be good.
I like the Ricky Gervais
stupid.
whole stand-up special is like trans people are bad, but dogs. If you lay a hand on your dog, you're an evil person.
And God's not real. And
Well,
you're a
God's
dickhead
not
for
real.
it.
The funny, I
is
really
vegetarian.
because I'm also in the goddess mood, but it's so obnoxious to be like, imagine your whole life, like you're just like, imagine Northern Ireland, you've had nothing your whole life, and then someone goes, you believe
Yeah.
in God, this
A
is it, you
sneering-
dumb fuck, and
Exactly.
you're just like, just let them have it. Hopefully it could be.
Yeah, I
It's all
agree.
simulation anyway.
That's not my problem with America. When I saw that, like, what is it, 45% of Americans don't have a passport or like, haven't left the country, I was just like, well, let's not even bother. Don't try and have a conversation with someone that hasn't left the country.
But why are you trying to prove? Like, we're obviously,
Why do they need to
something.
leave? America's the best.
Yeah. It's,
Their this week news report, which is my section of the show, is in Texas they are passing a bill that requires the 10 Commandments to be on the wall at every school. And
Thank God.
the
praise the
and
Lord.
The fucking libtards are claiming that, of which I count myself a proud one.
Got the premium membership.
Yeah, the libs are claiming that it is a return to a point where we shouldn't be. The church and state need to be
Separate.
brought
Yeah.
together. And their questions are always like, well, how do you think people are going to feel if they're not Christian and they have to come in and read, the 8th commandment, don't
Yes.
have a good time or whatever it was. I can't
Yes.
remember exactly.
Yeah.
But, and they were like, well, how do you think Hindus will feel, for example, they come in and you're pushing a religious
They get
message
another
onto-
chance at their life. They can
Well,
get, the next one will be better for
This
them.
is what the woman from Texas genuinely said. She said, look, if you're a Hindu but you were born... She basically went, well, if they're born here... If they're white is what she was trying to say. But if they're born here and they're a proper citizen or whatever, I think they'll be proud of the values that our forefathers... And it goes back to the thing is like, if you met your forefathers, they were deeply fucked up people.
Right, we can all say religion had some downfalls, right? But I think we need to go back, because everyone I know that's not religious, they're all just like, everything's so sad, I have no hope, I'm bleak, they're dumb. And you're just like, yeah, maybe you could do with meeting up with people on a Sunday
Yeah.
who are positive,
Having a chat.
just
true.
Singing
Just
a song
having
in a church.
a book that you don't even, just interpret it how you like.
Also, I listened to the Bible last year on audiobook.
You probably felt great.
So-
It's not that bad.
What?
Like,
Were you
it's-
all right? Were you all right last year? What was that? How bad was last
I
year?
tried to.
You read the Quran, didn't you?
No, I had a look at a lot of the passages.
I had a flip through.
Yeah, I had a little flick. No, I did read some of the.
You already know the
bits and
Torah
bobs.
from school, so
And the Bible isn't as offensive as I think people think it is. It's really well written. It's amazing. And there's not, people are like, oh, it's homophobic. It's but there's a few bits, but it's not. It's 2,000 years old.
yeah.
There were shows in the UK from 20 years ago, people doing blackface,
Yeah.
and then you read the Bible and 2,000 years ago, it's like, it's not that bad.
No, but it
In
was
Northern
like
Ireland, we still do it. It's still an integral part of our culture.
what, like a billion people
Yeah.
are doing it, but it does say like sacrifice your son and
It does. I mean, there's all that.
Have
stuff,
more
yeah.
children.
Yeah,
Everyone's
I
not
guess.
having kids. There's solutions to the problems.
It's great. It's a really good read. Genuinely, just a good.
James has just discovered the Bible. Guys,
Fuck, can you imagine our book club recommendation being the Bible? Goodreads. Not as
we
exciting
do
as it-
need to monetize this immediately. Without what we do is reverse monetization. We monetize heavily before the people come, so we're good at monetization. So that when they do come, we're
we're on it.
Who do we speak to? Well, we featured the Pope heavily in our first episode, so surely we can get some sort of commission deal on the Bible.
Yep.
Are we a Christian podcast?
Let's become a Christian podcast.
So pro-Catholic at the moment.
No, this does sound a bit
we're
like
we're already in that range, to be honest. Oh, crack! That would have been so. That would have been so sick if I cried.
An altar boy? You were a choir boy?
Volunteer, yeah.
Part-time, yeah, part-time.
Part-time altar boy. Yeah, you weren't good enough to have
just in it for the love of the game, not getting paid or anything. Love
Pro
of the game.
bono altar boy is the worst job.
I can't wait to become religious, and I hope I go full Northern Irish religious, like these anti-religious scum need to be eradicated. So funny, dude.
What's that? Is that
Ian Paisley?
Who's that?
I don't know, dude. Something.
Were you going to get married in a church?
Where else would one commit?
Well, he's going to have to get married.
He's going to India, dude.
Get those
no, he has to get married in a synagogue. But
see if you push this Catholic Irish. Me, as a fellow ritual Irishman, we'll probably go to the mud huts of Ireland, Reece. We can share a mud hut.
Yeah, it'll be my first time.
You can play the. Oh, look, this is where my grandmother grew up here.
Yeah.
Have you been to Ireland now?
No, of course he hasn't.
I have been to Ireland. I've been to Dublin a few times, and I've been to Belfast.
Been to a castle in Dublin for an Italian wedding.
I went to a shopping mall in Dublin for my mum's work, and I've been to my brother's wedding in Belfast.
Wow.
Very good.
Because he married an Irish woman.
I went to Belfast to do some photography video work, and I was doing the Marriott in the middle.
Did it get blown up while you were taking a photo?
But I was at the top of the roof, and they went, "Can you get a time lapse of the city as the sun goes down?" I was like, "Yeah, no problem." And then I did it, edited it, sent it to them, and they went, "Where are the cranes?" And I went, "Oh, it was construction. I didn't want to get that in." Apparently, that's the most famous thing in Belfast.
Titanic construction yard.
You screwed the pooch, my friend.
Yeah.
Marriott, we can only apologise for James's incompetence.
I'm so sorry.
This is why he doesn't go to Edinburgh.
Yeah.
He's not even welcome, dude.
Also, Edinburgh, that's my culture that you're nicking. Everything there is named after me, so you watch yourself.
Yeah.
Very true.
Sure, the family hasn't been there in about 600 years, but
that doesn't really matter.
That'll
stop you.
I found out that my family basically was up Highlands, Scotland, big clan, and then the English paid us to like pillage the south of Scotland and kill our own people, and that's how we made quite a lot of our money.
Alfie, it will be tough to defend you in a few years.
Yeah,
it will. And just so you know, I will immediately sell out to the articles, and I'll come up with lies. No, I'll come up with lies. I'll be feeding the allegations. I'll be like,
Lowly Young got shit because a nan wrote the Gruffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, you're gonna do.
We pillaged Scotland. I don't know why you're Northern Irish. No, I'm really in this.
Yeah, but my grandparents were in warmongering, but that didn't help me get a job in comedy.
Yeah. No, true.
The Gruffalo to singing is much closer than arm stealing is to stand-up comedy. There's no link.
No, true.
My show this year is going to be sponsored by Lockheed Martin.
We should do our ancestry, and our ancestors will meet because Alfie's parents or Alfie's great-grandparents will have killed my great-grandparents.
Well, my Irish side of the family will connect up to yours because that Catholic. I don't know, where is your family from in Ireland?
Derry.
You're Northern Irish.
Derry.
Okay, my family's Republic of Irish.
Oh God.
So he's actually more Irish than me, is what he's saying here.
Oh my God. Blimey. Well, I'm full-blooded Brit. God bless this nation.
Or maybe they're not. Maybe I just don't know the difference.
I don't think you really
Should
care.
Should we do a 23andMe?
Whatever story suits Alfie.
Where's Cork?
Should we do a 23andMe for the pod and reveal?
Mine's on Wikipedia.
You're just going to be 100% Jewish.
I'm not Jewish.
Have you not done Ancestry.com?
That's what I would say as well, dude.
I've got Ancestry.com going both mum and dad's family back 7 generations.
Jeez.
Yeah, I've got it on a PDF somewhere.
But I want like the pie chart where it's like you're 20%.
Oh, I don't want that.
Yeah.
I really don't want that.
Just seeing.
It's
just Irish.
This isn't a pie chart. This is just a circle.
Not good.
Yeah. Your ancestry is Mumford and Sons.
They're politely like, oh, there was a mistake. No, I wouldn't check this. There's just we couldn't work it out. Don't worry about it though. Just please don't request that you ask.
We've never seen someone 101% English.
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, it's actually amazing you're alive right now.
I hate when people get those tests and then they go, oh, I'm actually 4% Italian, and then they start sort of doing this.
Yeah,
I would straight away be doing
my
that.
My nonna is the only woman that can make fucking tomato sauce. Grow up.
Domino's is better than your nonna.
Buy it.
Yeah.
But you keep it at the pasta water aside, do you?
That's actually it actually really does change the composition of the dish.
I think I'm Chinese.
Well,
Yeah.
you do the accent regularly.
And on that note,
James, you had some start and end.
we're going to do a cold open with I think I'm Chinese,
He's just trying to fix
and then and now this.
He doesn't have your media treated. He's just like, I don't want this.
You need to.
Can I
He's gonna have an
explain?
asthma attack.
Can I
Nah,
explain?
we're out of time, dude.
No, we're out of
Tune
time.
in next week where James will be singing the Chinese national anthem.
It's the
Kung
royal.
Fu fighting.
Never apologise, never explain. It's the royal family's PR line.
Is that true?
Yeah, never apologise, never explain. I've been using it for years.
Shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually lived in China for a year, so I think I'm the only
3
one that's
months.
allowed to say that.
Actually, yeah, it's crazy that we did that, but you do all the Chinese racial stuff. That's
Have you got a WeChat account?
What?
Yes,
doesn't even
Lao Wai. Alien, that means
That's what it is.
foreigner. Yes, Lao Wai.
Thank you, alien.
Thank you. Well, I got that a lot because that's what they call you if you're a foreigner.
Oh yeah.
I also got people.
I thought it meant ghost, like white ghost.
Yeah, well, you would think that.
I thought that's what it meant.
No, it means anything. Alien, foreigner.
James,
it's
your
not
real
good.
racist energy says it's off. I know you think it's like a funny thing you're doing, but like it's wild. We're in
Should I
2025.
tell you what I liked about being a China?
I can't actually go to Edinburgh because of the racist allegations. That's what's actually happening.
I lived in on the Julu Road, and the
What'd you call
road. No, Julu Road,
That's
but
good.
road in Chinese is Lu, so I lived on the Julu Lu. This is the best address I've ever had. 15 Julu Lu, please.
You know what? We're going to end on a punchline. We did it, guys. We did it.
Yeah.
So thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Bye bye.